Hello, in this video I will talk about condition, form, and superform. Now we'll start with condition. Condition is when the pigeon is physically fit, exercised, rested, and correct body weight to maintain the pace to stay to the front throughout the distance of the race. Now you need at least a conditioned pigeon to have a chance for success. You want your pigeon to be able to cover the race course in the fastest amount of time, at least with the fastest pigeons on that day. So condition is pretty easy. We train our birds, we rest, we feed. The problem with condition is most fanciers send their birds way too heavy to the races. I would say 90% of the pigeons shipped to every race, they're fat. If your pigeon's round and full, even buoyant but round, it's fat. My conditioned birds will beat those birds every time. So where I put myself in an advantage with racing is I send my pigeons conditioned. They're physically fit, their body weight is perfect, and they've had enough exercise and rest to maintain the pace throughout the race course. At least maintain the pace of the fastest pigeons throughout the race course. The next thing is form. Now, form is a little more difficult. Form happens more naturally. Form is usually when the weather gets warmer and the pigeons start feeling a little bit better. The condition is there, but all of a sudden their respiratory tract, is wide open. Their intestines, everything is working really well. The bird just feels great. They can lay down an excellent performance, and hopefully the whole team is feeling like this. Now, form usually happens as the days get warmer, more stable temperatures. Some people add heat to the loft to keep the temperature more stable. Not something I've done. I mean, would it help? Probably. Do I need it? No. It's not like I'm racing against the Antwerp region in Belgium. I have really good competition, but I do the bare minimum and get the most out of the pigeons. So form happens naturally. Form is constant temperature, constant lower humidity. I would suggest getting a hygrometer in the loft. You can monitor humidity. And a hygrometer you can set to see the high and low. You want to keep your humidity below 70%. You can play with that. You'd be surprised with humidity and temperature how it helps bring on form. You may hear my African gray parrot in the background. Now the next thing is superform. Now superform is when the stars align. When a great pigeon all of a sudden can do an amazing thing. You can think of superform like an athlete breaking a world record. That athlete can train and race and do plenty of competition, but one day everything comes together and the athlete can break the world record. Superform is when you see a pigeon win. It's either way out in front or the only daybird in a long distance race, or wins a race where against the wind, shouldn't be there, and it still wins the race against the wind. That's superform. You have no control over superform. Superform happens. I can think of occasions throughout my career where I've had pigeons come into superform and they were unstoppable. Break races wide open. And again, nothing you do can bring on superform. You can encourage form, constant temperature, more stable loft. You'll only see form as the days get warmer. But again, superform is a whole nother game altogether. Just think of that once in a lifetime performance that an athlete might have, and that athlete was in this superform. The stars align, everything is perfect, heart, lungs, everything is perfect. Immune system to achieve superform. So my advice to you is concentrate on nutrition and condition. So you train the birds adequately, you feed them correctly, and you can win a lot of races. Now, one of the old sayings is, if you master feeding, you can master racing. Once you master feeding, you need a lot less training, and the birds condition a lot easier, or very easily, because heavy pigeons have no chance. But if there's a race full of fat pigeons, a fat pigeon will win. My pigeons up against a race full of fat pigeons, they're going to have a huge advantage. Again, this is Frank McLaughlin at McLaughlin Lofts. If you like my videos, subscribe and like them and put some comments in. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on something you're interested in. Thank you.